What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn, and you're on Flip with Rick. And today we're talking all about accountability and, most importantly, why 95% of most wholesalers fail to get a deal right here in 2025. I know I got a lot of people on the stream that are stuck on this situation, and this is going to be the live stream for you because I'm going to break it down and show you what I think are the big gaps of why people aren't getting deals. And I'm going to indict myself a little bit here and tell you me and Zach have created some of the problems, and I'm going to put it right on your radar. But most importantly, we're going to go through what the problem is. We're going to tell you how to correct it. And most importantly, just give you a basic accountability action plan, which most of you have never, ever had. I know it sounds shocking to hear that, but I'm going to walk you through it because it's pretty simple. And this works outside of wholesaling too. But we all talk about accountability and what's going on. And I'm just telling you, we have to get into the weeds on this and kind of dive into it. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, you have the comments. If you have a question about wholesaling, put them in the comments. That's the best way to do it. I can't guarantee I can answer every one of them. But number one, it assures you're on a live stream. There's a lot of people who like to do fake live streams. I don't understand the purpose of it, but I get it. It's convenient. You can record them. We have plenty of recordings, but you will always know we're live. We are September 30th. I don't know, around 5:11 Eastern time, 2025. Okay. So it goes, hey, what's is this thing live? Like, I guess the old days we used to hold up a newspaper. Nobody has a newspaper anymore. I guess you could hold up your phone. So, okay. I see your questions. Put them in there. I promise you I will answer them. And some wild questions right off the bat. Okay, we'll get to them. So let's get into it. If you've got a question, put it in the comments. Why don't you make a friend? Maybe somebody can help you be accountable. We're going to talk about that. Who's accountable? Who's got the accountability trophy? We'll talk all about that. If we have some time, maybe I can hop some people on here live and we can go from there. And that's it. So guys, before I get into today's live stream, I can't emphasize this enough to you. Number one, if you are new to our channel, go over to freewholesaling.com. Why? Because number one, it's free. Number two, it's the best wholesaling course out there. It's not just my words, it's everybody else's words. And number three, you don't have to pull a credit card out. You can actually figure out if you are actually meant for wholesaling. What do I mean? Here's the reality, guys. I say 95% of people don't know how to do accountability to get a deal in 2025. I'll give you one step further. You ready? If you go to freewholesaling.com and you don't treat it like you paid for a course, you're probably going to fail. I'm just telling you because some of you don't value it. And I already know that for a fact because we teased at one point, we thought about taking it away. And the backlash me and Zach got was unbelievable. And I'm here to tell you guys, we do it out of the kindness of our heart. I'm not obligated to do anything. Now, I've been doing it over 5 years, so you already kind of know how we operate. I'm not a guy who teases something free, pull the carpet out from you and sell you some sort of upgrade. I'll leave that to others to do. That's just not what we do. So go to freewholesaling.com as the best place to learn the information. And if you can survive, meaning you can go out and get a deal, all the instruction is there for you. Here's the problem is people like to take that instruction and twist it and filter it to make them feel better. And I'm just going to tell you that is 100% failure. But we'll talk about it. We get more in depth. And I want you to understand that. So where did I put this? Where did I do it? So don't forget Thursday. And you guys can ask questions on there. I'll answer what I can. Is we're going for a world record attempt. I say attempt because you got to do it. And you got to show up to do it. I can't tell you what it is. You'll figure it out on Thursday. It'll be a lot of fun. But today's live stream will kind of tie in. We're going to talk a little bit about the problem and why most people are failing. And guys, that 90 to 95% ratio, those aren't my numbers. These are given to me by the guru industry. Now, am I part of it? I guess in a way. I'm not going to hide from it. Now, it is true, some people just aren't a good fit for wholesaling. So the first thing you ever want to do is make sure you go over to freewholesaling.com and show me you're actually going to take action and do something. And by the way, if you're super busy at freewholesaling.com, I don't care. You don't get points for being busy. Actually, you get negatives for it. So I want you to, if you're new, just go over to freewholesaling.com. A little ahead, we're not taking it away from you. Okay, we already played around with that once. And you know what? The funny thing is when we did it, your accountability went way up. And now we're kind of coasting over that edge, like, okay, they're not going to take it away. And here we are again. Some of you guys are failing, and we need to address it and fix it. So Thursday, 8 p.m. prime time, be here because I think you'll really, really like it. So, and who doesn't want to see a world record in wholesaling? Like, what are you going to do in wholesaling, do a world record? Well, we'll show you. Got to tune in, and that is Thursday at 8 p.m. So I'll leave it at there. So let's jump over here. And by the way, well, I'll go over that. I'm not going to distract from that. So awesome. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's talk all about accountability. I know nobody ever wants to talk about it, and people just, so let me ask you this. Why do we struggle with accountability? I want your comments. You tell me, what stops you from being accountable? I'm going to tell you, this is one of the biggest blaring problems in all of wholesaling. And we're going to talk about it from your side as the newer wholesaler starting, and we're going to talk about it on the coach's side. Because I'm going to give you some eye-dropping data today that it's easy for me to just say, okay, those students, they just didn't want it bad enough. They don't want it. They didn't do their best. It's easy. Think about this, guys. If you pay a coach, say you give someone, I don't know, $7,000 or something like that. Why you'd pay that much for wholesaling is beyond me, because I give you the entire course. And that's great. And the reason you probably did that is you feel like you are going to get accountability on that side of the equation. But the truth of the matter is when you pay somebody, the accountability goes on you 10 times harder. Think about it. If you paid me $10,000 to teach you wholesaling, I collect your money. I give you access to all the content. I give you instruction. And then I sit back and see if you're going to do anything. And honestly, that's how wholesaling goes right now. Think about that. The coach isn't on the hook for anything except giving up their instruction. I'm here to tell you, instruction in wholesaling alone, it's not enough to make you successful. And instruction is important. I'm not overlooking it. But if you can't mix instruction with accountability, you're pretty much doomed to fail, in my opinion. Because think about this, you come back to the coach, I'm not hitting my numbers. I'm not getting a deal. I don't have deals flooding in my box like you promised me on the marketing. And here's what most of it, you just got to try harder. Go get some more marketing dollars. Go spend more ad spend, anything like that. Go get more PPL. Go get more PPC. And what they're doing is outsourcing the problem and putting it on you. And then you guys get overwhelmed, you get confused, and you quit. How do I know this? Dude, I've been in this business a long time. There's a reason I avoided the entire influencer space really for 10 years because there's just things I don't prescribe to. All the information's pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you on that. The question is, you've been told really for the last 10 years, you just need instruction. Guys, teachers give instructions. Leaders pull you up and make you accountable. And this is what we're going to talk about today because, guys, what keeps you from being accountable? Tell me. Analysis paralysis, one of the biggest ones. Let's just brainstorm and put on here what keeps us from being accountable. And you're going to have to start telling the truth here because we're going to talk about this. Accountability is hard. It is a lot of times dealt with maturity. I'll be brutally honest with you, in my 20s And even my early 30s, I was not good at being held accountable. I was not good at it. Drew says fear to speak with sellers, legitimate. But we'll talk about that. But I want you guys to brainstorm and go, what prevents me from being accountable? And like for the most part, Drew's just telling the truth is fear. If it's fear of speaking to sellers, fear of speaking to buyers, fear of pulling lists, fear of spending marketing dollars, fear of failing, Quincy says, dude, it's just fear. This is always my problem as an ADHD. I overthought everything. And let me guys, what happens when you overthink anything? What is the net result other than you being frustrated? It's a delayed effect. It's procrastination. And procrastination is like a parking spot to nowhere. You're not going to get anywhere. You can identify procrastination, but it's very hard to cure, in my opinion. Systems, processes. Fear of giving the wrong numbers. I've got a fix for that one. Mark says, fear kills action. Action kills fear. It's true. You don't know. I agree. You do nothing. I agree. And you lose time worrying about failing what you could be interchancing with it. So we need to, okay, we got plenty here. So the thing is, what I want you to know, if this person's experiencing it, Courtney's experiencing it, Lavana's experiencing it, everybody else, Erica, it's just, okay, it's not just me. See, a lot of times we think we're out on an island in wholesaling, and I get it. When I started wholesaling, it was nothing but an island. But if we talk about this, look at all the comments in here. So let's bring up this one. The fear of failing my wife. And Aiden, like, he got right to the heart of the problem. Let's talk about this. If we're going to be brutally honest, there's probably a reason you found wholesaling. You probably tried a lot of other different paths and it didn't work. If you could give me a thumbs up, you would right now. I'm assuming. But the reality is, most parents, most adults, it doesn't matter if you have kids or not, is I've always felt my job was to provide for my family. That's just my belief. You guys can do what you want. And I instill in this and I teach it in all my practice what I do. Why? Because I want to prosper and I want to be able to solve problems and I want to enjoy the best life while I am right here. So if we know that, I had this exact fear. This is why I pulled it up. And I remember having a discussion with my wife and I said it just like this. And this is where my words were wrong. And you got to be careful how you think and talk. I said, what if this fails? You know what my wife said to me? She goes, you know what? You've tried a lot of things over the last 12 years. I've stuck out with you. She goes, just go for it. And I remember saying, well, what if it goes right? And so the problem is your mind is programmed to tell you what's going to go wrong 9 out of 10 times. And so Aiden's here is talking about the fear of failing my wife. That fear, honestly, is one of your beliefs. And as Mark said early, run into it, solve it now, and you can give her whatever you want. You see, I was trying to figure out how to take care of my wife, 2 young kids, everything. And I had a lot of doubt about wholesaling. And I decided that I have to make this work. I was 33. I tried everything else. I was in over my head in debt. And all I did was switch that conversation to go, what if it fails, to go, what if it works out? What if I succeed? And once I put that thought in my head and I burned it in my brain and I went forward, I had the right mindset to achieve whatever goal I wanted. But if I'm constantly worried about disappointing my wife or my kids were too young. They would have been happy anywhere. Here's the reality. If you have a job right now, and I'm not knocking on jobs because this guy worked a job for 12 years and all as a teenager, I worked every job known to mankind, is if you're stuck in the 9-to-5 trap, you're already failing your family. Now, you do what you got to do to put food on the table. But if you truly want to live a life of abundance and have freedom to do what you want and have the means, the money to solve bigger problems, you're going to have to take an extraordinary risk. Or you can play it safe and you can just go get that little paycheck and call it a day. I've already retired 10 times over. I'm just playing at this point. But at some point, I had to take that risk, $350,000 in debt, had no idea how to dig it out. Wholesaling was very appealing because it was going to reward my hard work. And that's why I dove into it. So I'm not picking on Aiden, but like I lived this dream. And I'm here to tell you is think about what if it does go right. Now, the reason we created freewholesaling.com is if you want to go in there and try it, try it. I already know the outcome. It's an utter failure. I don't even have to know. What is the failure? So let me be fair to every guru and coach out there. What is the failure rate of freewholesaling.com? Anybody got an idea? Because I got an idea what the number is. It's probably 90 to 95%, the exact same numbers you get with like a regular coach. So the idea of creating it was so people could go, you could try it out, or I get people that go all in. And these people are never disappointed. And when they do and they stick it out and they don't quit, they do amazing things. And then the people want to dabble and try. I didn't take 10 grand from you. Knock yourself out. I'm doing you a public service because I don't want you to clean out your entire family's fortune. No discovery call with me. I'm not going to take your last 10 grand. And I'm not going to tell you after you buy my course, you got to buy all these affiliate programs. XLeads solves all that, by the way. And then you got to spend X amount of dollars on marketing and all this stuff. I will tell you up front, spending money on marketing will make it easier. But if you don't have it, it's one of the reasons we created freewholesaling.com. And if you understand that, if you will go in there with I just had a guy from Africa, South Africa, just took his first deal down, made $6,500. He's not in the United States. English is not his first language, has a heavy accent, and is on a 13-hour time difference. So please tell me what your excuse is today. Because, listen, you know where my philosophy, I'm old, man. I got old school stuff. I like David Goggins type of stuff. Some of you are just too soft when it comes to wholesaling. So we have to talk about the struggle with accountability. And if we know it leads to procrastination, a doubt, fears, everything like that. Okay, Rick, what do I need to do? I'm going to walk you through it because you're going to get uncomfortable when you're made to be accountable. It sucks. It's called adulting. Welcome to it. So I don't care if you're 14 watching this. If you can't be accountable in wholesaling, don't do it. You want to feel good and tell it. I love people. Oh, I'm working on 15 deals. Really. Let's just talk about 2 of them. Well, it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. 2 deals. Let's talk about it. You see, sometimes we don't even tell ourselves the truth. And if you can't tell yourself the truth, how on earth do you ever plan on working with a coach, a mentor, guru, call them whatever you want? That's not even their fault. And so today I want to give you a game plan to understand accountability. And number 2, how you can take an actionable game plan to be accountable in wholesaling. Most of the stuff I'm going to show you today, it's really never been shared in wholesaling. Why? Oh boy, that would probably break a lot of coaching programs. It's just the truth. So let's talk about it. So I have to give a disclaimer right off the bat. Most of you are running off one emotion when you first start wholesaling. Anybody want to drop a comment on what it is? It's definitely not accountability. Accountability is more of an action to ensure an outcome. So when people find wholesaling, maybe they find one of my videos, one of Zach's videos, maybe you find somebody else on the internet. I don't care who you find. And you get super excited. So what does that mean when you're super excited? You go, oh my God, we get all in. They're making so much money. I'm so excited. I know your greed button gets hit. Don't get me wrong. But you like the idea of being an entrepreneur and like get it going. So what is the one thing? Oh, here it is. Zach hit it. It's motivation. And I love motivation because it's fuel to get you started. But I want you to understand this. Motivation, it's oh, I don't have my cup here. It's like a little cup of high octane gas, and it's just enough to get the engine started and primed. It will never ever keep you going. I'm just like, dude, I am like a motivation guy. I love motivation. I love the energy, but with an ADHD person like me, motivation is a problem. Why? Because I get super excited and charged. I remember the day I found wholesaling. It was like finding my wife. It was just like, oh my God, like this is amazing. And us ADHDs, you guys can comment if you have it in here. We go all in and we get overfired and we're all over the board. We try a little this, try a little that. We fire off random questions and then it settles down. You're like, huh, a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. And it becomes a challenge. So if you are running on motivation alone, I'm going to warn you right now. Motivation is not accountability. It's the action. It's the complete freaking opposite. It is supercharged energy, draws attention, piques your excitement, engages your focus, but it's short-lived. And that's the problem. Most people who come to freewholesaling.com, you find a video from me and Zach, and you get super excited, and you go, I'm all in, and you get super motivated. Now, the motivation gets you started, and it does have a place. But I'm no motivation speaker because motivation should be taught from an experience level first and show you how you can get out of your own rut to get in the position that I went through. But here's the reality, guys. You're going to have to go through a minefield to get there. We all agree on that. That's just how, if life was that easy, then it would be a different story. So motivation is not accountability. And you have to admit to yourself, did I get into this and did I take the 88 shotgun motivation? And if you did, you're going to have to really pay attention to this live stream because it's going to help you. In fact, I'm going to give you a little bit of a confession here. So I've created a lot of these problems, me and Zach specifically. And what do I mean by that? I have a full-on confession here. Free can be your demise. That's right. From the guy with freewholesaling.com, I'm giving you a revelation here. Now, I believe in free because I believe most programs take advantage of people that are uneducated and know nothing about wholesaling. And my mission is to show the people that you can do it with little to no money at all. It's possible. Is it easy? Absolutely not. Is it going to require incredible effort? Yes. But knowing that, some of you take free for granted. You assume it's your right. I got to tell you, what was it, 3 or 4 months ago when we shut down freewholesaling.com? Guys, you guys gave me and Zach some comments that I wouldn't even show my wife. Like, it was really like, some of them were brutal. The words were sell out, all this other stuff. Keep in mind, freewholesaling.com is a gift that we give. And I don't take it lightly. I've been doing it 5 years. If I wanted to take it down, I would have already taken it down. Me and Zach are the only people online that teaches wholesaling that gives you 100% free access. Why? Because number one, I want to let you know it's there. Did I say it was the easiest route? Absolutely not. And I know that. But we have to understand, some of you guys see free and you go, what do I got to lose? Here's a little secret, guys. And I'm not promoting like courses and all this stuff, but I will get the idea of any type of course, any type of hack in life is you pay to get ahead and get a shortcut. The problem is in wholesaling, it got abused because people that did 2 or 3 deals are selling coaching courses. We all agree that's wrong. I can't stop it. I can't police it. It's not my job. You guys have to do that. But this whole free thing, a lot of times free is used as trade bait to pull you in and to sell you something bigger. And I just don't subscribe to that theory. But Rick, you're a professional marketer. I agree. But like, my DNA says free is free. If you're going to make it free, make it 100% free. I didn't say I was going to handhold you for free. I didn't say I was going to do one-on-one and walk everybody. Guys, the amount of calls I get a day, the emails, I have to use a company to sort my emails because you guys are good at finding like our personal stuff. If I answered every question, I literally would have to live under a bridge with a shopping cart. And I don't think anybody wants that. I know I don't want it. But I'm just saying the free thing creates like people like, why aren't you answering me? Why aren't you doing this? I go, you show me any other coach around here, number one, that would actually give all their content away for free and then handhold you one by one. And I've done it with you guys before. But like if I do one, I got to do 50,000. And that's the problem. I got 52,000 people in our school group. And you guys want to know why I can't answer every message. It's like, it's number one, it's the best course out there. I already know that. You guys have already proven it. So if we understand that free can be your demise, and you need to know that up front. What do I mean by that? Sometimes free is not the best thing for you. Me and Zach are the exception when it comes to, we are the only one that gives 100% free content. I will tell you right now, you go to freewholesaling.com, everything is there for you to succeed. The problem is you guys get scattered. So when we updated all our training videos, everything, and by the way, we do wholesaling every day in our business. We listened to and we condensed it, but we made it sharper, clearer, more direct. So we went from 200 hours down to 40. Now the 40 is very laser precision. Like, Rick, do I have a week to study this stuff? I didn't tell you to take a week. Do the marketing section, go out, take action, follow up, and keep working through the course. But here's the problem is I can lay the course out for you, but you guys still struggle to a point. Now, there are a rare exception where people just hit it out of the park. They do phenomenal. They take action. They don't question the information. I never, ever have a problem with those people. It's the people who bitch and moan and go, this is too tough. It's too hard. We're going to talk about accountability today because that's the one reason until you figure out your accountability, you are not going to be able to make forward. So I will tell you, Josh says, free comes at a big cost at a lot of times. It is correct. I will tell you, free wholesaling, it is all there. I will hold that course up to any other wholesaling course. Not my words, your guys' words, because that's what you've done for the last 5 years. And remember, my job was to bring you the best information in a different format because I don't sit there and follow people. I don't go to coaching masterminds to find out what Johnny's doing to get more money from you. Why? Because I'm just like every other coach if I do that. Every coach in the United States sits on pins and needles when me and Zach ever drop anything. Why? Because they don't know what we're going to do, and it's by design. Number one, it keeps you on your toes. Number two, it keeps you motivated and activated in wholesaling. And number three, if I know the industry has a 90 to 95% failure ratio, why do I want to follow the exact same thing? All right, Rick, you just admitted your free wholesaling has a 90 to 95% failure ratio. Yeah, it's free. I know if 100 people go in there, 90 people are just playing around. They're not serious, but I didn't hurt them and I didn't take their money. And here's what happens when you give someone your money, you part with it and they're like, hey, tough. With me, hey, you just weren't cut out for it. And if you can't handle the truth, you definitely are not going to make it in wholesaling. It's just the truth. And I want you guys to understand. So, okay, let's keep going here. Keep putting in your comments. Let's work through this. So if we know motivation is not accountability, and I already told you free can be a demise for some of you. I know that. But please don't shoot the messenger that actually gives you an outlet to do it. Okay. I already got comments in here. People like complaining about, oh, it's so hard. Like that's part of your problem. You're spending more time complaining than you are figuring out solutions to figure it out. So don't complain because someone gives you the information 100% for free. And if you can't follow it to a T and understanding all real estate's local, you're going to have to make adjustments for your market. What am I going to do? Am I going to train 3,300 different counties? Do you know how much time that would, like, I don't think I'd have enough time in the day to do that. So we have to understand it. So the reality is, if I tell you that free can be your demise, once people see free, they tend to fall in the shiny object syndrome, meaning they're going to try to find the latest, greatest thing. That's me. Like I bought every program you could ever imagine in wholesaling. There's no more secrets, guys. I promise you. Everything you want to know is in freewholesaling.com. And if you embrace the theory that means I actually give you 100% of the information. I don't give you 40 and go, you can't get this information. It's there. You can let go of your shiny object syndrome because there's no more secrets. I have a secret to reveal. I have a trick to show you. It's all bull. And it is designed to get in your back pocket and part you from it. And it just gets really frustrating. So yes, we have a free course. Yes, people fail in the free course. It just proves a point. If somebody goes in a paid program and or they fail in a free program, who got hurt? I didn't hurt anyone. I actually paid to get you the information. The coach says, listen, they gave me 10 grand. So if they don't want to lift a finger, that's their problem. We're going to have to fix that attitude because you guys are still paying coaches that take that exact same mantra when it comes to wholesaling. And they have the right to do it. It's a capitalist society, but like I could never, ever take 5, 7, 10 grand from 500 people or 1,000 people, knowing only 5% of them are going to be successful. I can't sleep at night with that stuff. It upsets me. Why? Because I've seen it for over 23 years, and we have to understand that. So let's be honest. So guys, we're going to do an exercise here, and everyone's got to follow the rules or I got to boot you out. Okay. So we're all in here. We're all friends. Please do not I'm not calling out courses. I do not want people's names on here because it's not fair if they can't come on and defend themselves. So I make some general assumptions. There's some bad courses out there, but the reality is I'm going to ask if this has ever happened to you. Please don't put people's names up here because it's not fair. My name's on every other guru's website anyways. You believe these guys are crazy? That's fine. If they're going to promote it. See, when people talk badly about people, it means they're scared of something they're doing. I don't have anything negative to say about other people. Like what's the point? I can talk about the industry because I'm one of the experts in it. I've been in it for a super long time. I've earned the right. It doesn't mean you have to agree with me, and I don't expect any coaches to agree with me because I'm counterproductive to the product they sell. Honestly, if a guru agrees with me, I'm not nervous, but I'm like, man, that's weird. So, because I'm used to all the threats, the hate speech, people go inside other groups and talk about me and Zach, dude, the more you guys talk about us, the better it gets. There's no point for me in talking about anyone else. So when I ask, please don't put names out of respect because just because I don't agree with everyone's course doesn't mean they're a bad person. It doesn't mean people are ripping them off. So I'm going to ask some questions and we're going to go for this. So here we're warming it up. Christopher said someone just offered $7,500 for a private coach. So my opinion on private coaches. It has to be some sort of community setup. But if someone ever comes to you and goes, hey, I'll teach you and mentor you in wholesaling and I'll do it one-on-one, but you got to pay me 5, 7, 10 grand, whatever it is. And I'll get you where you need to be. Dude, run for the door. Run. They're already telling you their time's not worthy and they can give up individual personal time to meet with you. So either they're very inexperienced or they're extremely generous. And I already know the answer to this because that is a primary income for them. So if they get 10 people to pay them 10 grand, they just earned 100 grand. And then I don't know, I guess they can be a coach. So let's not use names. Wanted me to take the equity out of my property. So I didn't have the money to pay for a coach, but was talking to one and they wanted to take out of the property. Listen, I don't really have a problem with that, Virginia. And me and Zach have done that model for over 2 years, actually 3 years now. Because that to me is, hey, I got to get you a good deal to get me paid. Otherwise I don't get paid. So we got to understand that. So if we understand, I'm going to ask you some questions here. So you can go by a show of hands, a thumbs up. Let's make it super simple so everybody can activate. Tell me this. If you are in a current course now, or you were in a previous course and maybe you bailed on it or something like that, tell me if this lies true. Ready? Most courses are instruction and affiliate links. End of story. I'm just going to like, I know I'm just going to be the villain here, but like, I'm all about instruction. But instruction to me is like a teacher teaching geography in high school. It's not engaging. How do you know they actually follow? Oh, we have a test. Okay, I get a test. It's in school. And then the other one is once you guys pay these courses, you're hit with 3 million affiliate links. They don't own any of their own products. Why? I don't know. I guess they just feel they can use everybody else's products. Oh, that's right. They get paid to promote everybody else's products. That's the main thing. And so I just show me by a show of hands, whatever you want. Who has a course where you just get instruction and affiliate links? It's the absolute truth. I see all the yeses and stuff. I'm not knocking it, but Michael says, I paid $10K for a course at the beginning and regret it to this day. Shake my head. And I apologize, Michael. It's one of the reasons I do freewholesaling.com. But guys, I'm just telling you, you're a huge mark in the wholesaling industry. And most of these courses, if you saw the course, you would bail like day one. But there's a secret. You can't see the course till you pay them. Why do you think that is? Why don't they do it like freewholesaling.com? Just let everybody in. And the ones that are truly committed, then they can pay after looking at it, even 24 hours. It will never, ever happen. It's never. Why doesn't it happen? I've inspired everyone to do it. I think I've had over 1 million people go through that course, but it says they're shady. Kyle got lucky. So I appreciate everybody on here, but like guys, like nobody wants to talk about this in the industry, and everybody wants to talk about how we can regulate the industry, how we can get organizations to fight for it. Dude, why don't we just start at the coaching programs and make them transparent? Make sure you put out what is your refund policy. Oh no, you pay me, we're done. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but what the hell? Who cares? Gloves are off at this point. Did you know that most wholesale courses, so the main carrier, if you run a legitimate business, most people use Stripe. It's the biggest provider. That's a payment processor. They charge, 3.5%, and that's it. Do you know Stripe is so wary of real estate coaches? This isn't just wholesaling in general. They won't do it. In fact, they do it, and you have to set your money aside for 3 months, and you have to show a charge rate of, what is it? I don't know, like under 2%. And if you don't, they shut you down. So you know what a lot of the coaches do? They won't use Stripe, and they'll tell you, I have a special payment provider, or you have to send an ACH or a wire. Why? Because when you send the money, you have zero shot at ever getting it back. If you use a legitimate company like Stripe, at worst, you can, listen, I'm not promoting chargebacks, but like if somebody scams you, a chargeback is when they scam you. And for everybody on the record, when you charge stuff back, banks keep histories of you and they share it with everybody. So if you think you're going to charge back legitimate people, eventually you will be blocked from all payment services. So they keep a history on people that do chargebacks. They keep a history on the vendors. It keeps them behaving. And there's so many bad actors in the wholesaling coaching program. Stripe doesn't even want them anymore. And they'll tell you, I have another service that's superior. What they're telling you is when you send them their money, you will never, ever see it back, regardless of what the refund policy is. So I just want you to understand, like, this is crazy stuff. Me and Zach always commit to Stripe. We're transparent. If we got to wait 3 months, we wait 3 months, and we've done that before. Why? I don't know. I guess I could go to a mastermind and they could teach me how to avoid Stripe, how to do a shady business and do it that way. Guys, I'm not a big fan of like chargebacks, but like chargebacks are when you pay someone $5,000 and they don't deliver, meaning you didn't get access to the course, or it's 3 videos. He told me it was 30. You got to be accountable for what you pay for. I don't want anyone to charge back, but if you get scammed, that's the whole point of a chargeback. And you hit the fraud button, set fraud, and then you provide your proof. They are actively in the coaching business trying to find ways to work around on you, and it scares the crap out of me. I got more. Okay. Well, let's not use specific names because it's I'm looking at it. So paid 5K and they took it away after 6 months. So I want to get on it. I don't want to hang on. I want to show you how to move forward. But guys, I'm just telling you, it's like I already tell you free is somewhat of a problem because people don't take as much action, and I understand it. I'm trying to show you ways to work around it. We could go on and on about these bait and switches. The other thing I want you to understand in a coaching community is, so most of the time, as I said, you get basically, what do you get? You get instruction and you get affiliates. Most of them you pay somewhere between 5 and 10 grand. Then you understand you're on the hook for about $1,200 a month in software services. And then you're on the hook for another $2,000 to $5,000 in marketing. And guess who gets paid first in that entire order? The coach gets paid first. Then they tell you got to buy all these services, which they get paid on. I don't blame them. I did it too. I really don't do that anymore because it's like you got to find products that actually help people out and get rid of the affiliate payment. And then number 3, then you got to spend money on marketing. And you know what they tell you if you fail? You didn't market enough. Dude, I didn't know I was into this thing for like 30K. And you could have told me up front. So that's what drives me nuts. The last thing you got to understand is, guys, when you hear a course is evergreen or lifetime, you better really lean in and find out what the truth of that is. So let me ask you, put in the comments, what does lifetime and or evergreen mean to you if you buy a course? Go, listen, Rick, you buy my course, you have lifetime access. You won't regret this decision. Invest in yourself. Now, I'm all about investing in yourself, but what the hell does it mean when I get a lifetime access? You will never get it in writing, by the way. Ask them for their lifetime policy guarantee. There's all sorts of catches on it. And I'm telling you, the reason is, it's the problem is the word lifetime evergreen is a sales pitch. It is right out of the used car salesman's playbook. It is the worst. Guys, everybody who sold an NFT, most of them are being sued in the wholesaling real estate space. Why? Because they're not delivering access because it's too expensive to do this the rest of their life. So, so Michelle says it's forever. I agree with it. That's how I literally take it. Andrew says lifetime equals until I die. Bunna says lies. False hope. Guys, I'm here to tell you, you got to understand the word lifetime, it just starts to become this cheesy sales thing. And it's taught in the industry. It is just a way to win you over to close the sale. So you want to be a closer? Closers in wholesaling use the word lifetime or evergreen. Here's the reality. Do you know how many lifetime memberships I have in a real estate platform that's still delivered to this day? 0. I bought over 100. 0. Why? Because to support it for the rest of my life or their life, I don't know which one it is, it costs money. And what happens when things wane and you don't want to do it anymore or the program's not profitable? They end it. They sell it. They go, I sold it. I don't have to, I'm not going to honor that. And let me tell you, if they sell it, do you think they're going to advertise to the new owner, hey, these are all your lifetime members. You have to service them the entire time. They don't. Here's the reality. You know, you're going to come in, you're going to drop your 5-7 grand. You're probably going to work with them like a year, which is normal. And then you're going to fall off. Either you become successful on your own, which is my hope and my dream, or you never do anything. And then you come back 3 or 4 years later and go, listen, I'm ready to go, Rick. I'm ready to get back in. I go, oh, dude, I sold the program. I'm sorry. It sucks. Guys, come on, man. I'm giving you the cheat code, what to look for. Evergreen does not work. Why? Because there's a cost. So if you stop selling your product, the evergreen will go away. Why? Because there's no money to support it. So we got to stop. Like, how many programs I've had a lifetime access that it's like, I can't get in the website. I can't do anything. I can't talk to anyone. It's the main reason why me and Zach do not offer a lifetime guarantee, because it's a lie. Number 2, I can never support it And number 3, why am I going to obligate to my, like, let me tell you, if you paid me 10 grand for lifetime access and say you're 25, say you got another 50 years. Do you think I'm dumb enough to commit $10,000 over 50 years? That means for $200 a year, I'm going to coach you for the rest of your life, not including inflation, the consumer price index or anything. It's, if you look at it on paper, it is a ridiculous offer, and that's why most people sign. I want you to understand, if somebody offers it to you, can you put it in writing? By the way, if they put it in writing, they can be held legally accountable for it. So I want you to be aware of it. It just drives me nuts when we see those. Okay, let's keep moving here. So if we know how most courses is that you can't see it beforehand, that is a strong indication that you're going in the troubled waters. Why not show it? I don't understand it. If I want to not drive a nice, pretty car and it's like the cost of a Lamborghini, damn right I'm test driving it. So why would I give somebody 10 grand without test driving their course? But you guys do it. And I don't understand this part. Rick, they're so convincing. Guys, discovery calls, they were figured out about 10 years ago. The discovery calls translation means it's so expensive, I have to talk you into this. It's just the truth. Now, they'll tell you it's for qualification. Here's the qualification for anyone's course. Do you have a valid credit card? Okay, you're good. I've never seen someone turn them away because I go, I don't think you're going to be successful in the program. I do it in my programs. Why? Because I can. I don't need that coaching money, but I want to help people out. So it's a real struggle. So if we understand that is, let's go through this. Answer this. If your coach tells you you have to be accountable, you have to be accountable. Is your coach accountable to you? What do I mean by that? Give me some ideas what you think a coach, if you had a magic wand and say you paid somebody 5 or 10 grand and they go, hey, here's what we expect of you, Rick, which is what most coaching courses are going to do. Duh, obviously. But if we ever turn the shoe and put it on the other foot and go, hey, Mr. Coach, how are you going to be accountable to me? And guys, put in the comments here. If you ask this question, you're going to hear crickets. Now, some people have amazing programs and systems set up. But here's the reality is, I don't know, what CRM are you doing? Maybe you can screenshot me some of the stats. I mean, just if there's not a system for accountability to call them out on the numbers and go over it and push them and confront them when they're not working and tell them, hang in there, you can get this done, but you got to do the work. I can't do it for you. Are you getting that conversation with your coaches? Let me know in the comments. I already know the answer to this. Yes, you have to show up, but your dang coach has to show up too. Right? Let me ask you, you guys ever seen, we watch NFL games. You know, my Dolphins, it's really painful right now. At least we beat the Jets. That's not saying much, but the reality is NFL stands for not for long. If coaches don't perform, they go get another coach. A lot of you guys have kind of done that, but the question is, the next coach is, what are you going to do to help me actually be successful? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Coaches know that. And they go, I'm going to work with the ones that work really hard and make my life easier. It's so easy to go, hey, listen, you just got to go out and buy $5,000 of direct mail, or you got to go out and do $5,000 in PPL leads. Dude, that's not coaching. That's just, once again, that's instruction. Here's the paperwork. Here, do this. And so if we know that, let me ask you, what would you expect a coach to do? Don't get me going on the Dolphins, guys. Some coaches say you're being too difficult, Emmanuel, and sometimes they are right. We're going to talk about this. I'm not picking on you, Emmanuel. I appreciate your honesty. So Mark goes this. Most coaches are consultants. That's all they are. What's a consultant? A consultant means they don't have a buy-in. Their buy-in is you pay them. So I'm going to switch out the word coaching with consultant. I don't like consultant. It's not that I don't like them. They're just, most consultants are people who failed at business. Take a professor at a university. I teach economics. Oh, you didn't make it in business, did you? I'm making fun of it. Like, just go with it. We're having fun with it, but I want you to understand how this works. So if most coaches are just consultants, which means they don't have a buy-in and they work the numbers for the coaching. Do you know most coaches, they tell you the dream, hey, listen, you got to go out and you got to get financially free and you got to free up your time. But they're in their office 50, 60 hours a week doing coaching calls all day, trying to keep up with their one-on-ones. I've never met a happy coach in the long run. They all burn out because at the end of the day, the person you're aspiring to be has a job and they're an employee. And you hired them to get out of that, but they're doing the exact same thing to you. And they have to trade their time for money. And you want to know why you're not getting success. There's no way they can give you the instruction that it's just the truth. It's the truth. So let's talk about this. So what are the two major things that most real estate course, let's just do real estate courses in general that they fail. Let's assume real estate investing. Now, this is 100% true for wholesaling, but this can go to all the other courses out there. What do you think the two things that destroy most, that they just lack? And most of them, like, listen, there's a lot of good content. Brandon says truth. Like, but seriously, if you had to pick two things out and you hired a coach like the Bill Belichick of wholesaling, the man should get out of college football. I don't know. But anyways, 6 Super Bowl rings. But the reality is, what two things would you like to see? So everybody keeps saying the cold, hard truth. Accountability tracker. That's amazing. I don't think they lack confidence and consistency. Updated information, documentation. Let's get it. So I think, okay, we have enough here. Clear instructions. I love it. So here's what I came up with. We can agree, we can debate this, whatever you want to do. Two major things. Number one, most of the time, there's just no plan. There's a course. A course is not a plan. A course is pure instruction. And instruction's great. I give you instruction over at freewholesaling.com. Some of you get frustrated with it. I get it. But here's the reality is, you have to follow through on your wholesale plan. And here's the keynote. Everybody has a different plan. Most of them are going the same direction, but like what I do in Florida and what you do in Tennessee or New York, Texas, Colorado is different because all real estate's local. So you have to have a plan, specifically a marketing plan. And if you don't have a plan built out for you, that's built for your market to get you in the direction you need to go, that's going to give you instruction what to do, you don't have anything going on. So number one, most people lack a plan. I get it, but I took their course plan. I go, okay, did you follow it exactly to a T? And there are some people that have some good templates. I'm not knocking it, but honestly, guys, all real estate is local. Okay. The next thing is, once you have a plan, how do we ensure the plan gets followed through? You guys have already said it early. It's accountability. Rick, we keep talking about this word accountability. I agree. So let's talk about this real quick. Let me see where I put it in my notes here. Too much. I got my eyes dilated today. It was brutal. Number one, accountability has two key components. So let me ask you this before I get into this. What do you guys even like? What do you think accountability even means? What does it mean? Like, we always accountability. If you really break it down, here's the ADHD breaking on me. Account. So if I had a bank account, it's black and white. I know the numbers, right? And then we talk about ability. And what's your ability to account for something? And that's all you have to understand when it comes to accounting. Set tasks, exact systems. Do what you say. That's a good one. So accountability. So let me ask you, what's the difference between responsibility and accountability? Oh, trick question here. Don't Google it. I'll tell it to you. Number one, responsibility is what you're told to do, assignment. That's your instruction. Does everybody understand it? You all get a responsibility from a coach. Most of them deliver that part. I will give full credit where it's due. But here's where the damn wheels fall off the bus. Now, what does accountability mean? Here's my definition. Taking ownership of the outcome. Period. Ownership. It's not an excuse. You can't whine and you can't blame. If you're accountable, you can't blame anyone other than yourself. End of story. Why does a guy in South Africa with no experience, that English is a second language, has no money, does a deal for $6,500, and I got people in here that's still never done a deal? Dude's massively accountable, like unbelievable. Let's take it a step further. Accountability is about the ownership and follow through, not the blame. So if you're blaming your market, you're blaming saturation, you're blaming your coach, you're blaming JV partners, you're blaming everybody at Zach Discord, you're blaming Rick, you're blaming Zach, fill in the blanks. You cannot be accountable. It's physically impossible. Does everybody understand that? If you can't be accountable. So here's what people that aren't accountable. It's the market's saturated, or like this is way over my head. I know that. And if you know that, you can tackle this. But you have to understand, guys, until you're accountable, you have zero shot in wholesaling. Now, if you go in a program and understand it, you can do it. You have to take extreme ownership. The most successful people I've ever met in life, extreme ownership for everything. Dude, go take someone like Dana White at the UFC. You don't have to like him. Dude, the man just takes extreme ownership for everything that works and everything that doesn't work. We're not getting into personal details. It's just an example, probably better ones than that. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about levels of accountability. So we know the two major things that most coaching programs lack is very, very, very simple. It is a plan of action customized for your market. There's no way I could create one plan for everybody and expect you guys to be successful. But that's what you guys are basically signing up for. Do you think there's one plan for 100,000 people out there? It's impossible, especially in wholesaling. And we have to understand that. The next part of it is, are you being accountable to the plan? So I will finish this off and show you how to tie this all together. I want to know in the comments, and you can just say yes or no. Who has a plan and who is making their plan accountable? And guys, here's how accountability works. You can't just look at it when the numbers are good. You have to look at it when it's bad. And in fact, when it's bad, you have to pay attention even more. So when I was a young man in my 20s, I always had the drive to be financially free. I just didn't know how to do it. And I remember when my bank account was low, I didn't want to look at it. And so guys, let me know if you're in that pool of thought. Do you have a plan, and are you truly being accountable? And we're going to talk about who you're going to be accountable to. But it's yes or no. I'm not here to call anybody out, but we can tell by the comments like which way this thing's going. So I got some yeses, I got yeses, I got some no's, and it's fine. But like the problem is some of you have a plan but no accountability. Some of you guys are really accountable, but I can't figure out the plan. So maybe you put up like I don't know, an NA if you're missing one or the other. And that's the problem. Guys, if you're in a current coaching program and you don't have a custom tailored marketing plan of action to find you a deal and systems to do accountability, how do you do accountability? I don't know. How about a software like XLeads, to where you could actually log in all the data and track it and share it with your coach? Sounds like a great idea to me, but it's convenient because most coaches don't own software and they go, well, I can't, between PropStream and XLeads and all these other Doll Machine, whatever it is, it's like, how are we ever going to be accountable? And keep in mind, none of those people that create those programs outside XLeads are even wholesalers themselves. Most of them, like, they pretend to wholesale. The reality is they do it so they can sell you a software. So if we don't have those things, the first thing is, and you guys are doing a great job, because if you admit it, then you can be accountable going forward. If you go, no, I got it all covered and I'm good. Okay. Knock yourself out. Go crazy with it. So if you have that, you understand that accountability. Well, I'm gonna do that at the end. I'm not gonna do everything that. So let's talk about levels of accountability. Let's get through this. I try to make this as exciting as I can, but guys, it's really, really important. So I'm not doing any ads or any distractions to keep you laser focused. Number one, levels of accountability. It's simple. Now, one of you guys, you follow this. So you can do it multiple ways. Number one, you can have organizational team systems and reporting culture. I love this stuff. Good programs are going to have this built in. There is a cost to do them, and that's filling out your KPIs, comparing it to your actual marketing plan, see what's working, what's not working, and then you have someone to advise you to either pivot, move forward. Most of the time, it's just slight adjustments. That's number one. That is a great when a big program has that, and most of them don't, just so you know. So if you want, just ask your current coach, what is the system, the process, so we can work with feedback, so I can learn from my mistakes, and then you can help me correct course. I'd ask that question. Next one, it's peer-to-peer. Now, here's the really cool part. A lot of you guys, if you have a school account with freewholesaling.com, I watch you guys in there all the time, and you guys use peer-to-peer all the time. One of the absolute best ways to be accountable. Isn't it called an accountability partner? Find someone you trust that wants to go through the fight with you in the journey. Some of my best friends were created when I started out wholesaling. There's something about a bond. It's not the military. I'm not going to do that comparison, but when someone's going through the fight in the thick of the thick, it's really helpful when you have people going through with you. So the peer-to-peer accountability group is great. But guys, the most powerful one, what is the most powerful level of accountability? So we talked about kind of your coach and your systems. We talk about peers. We use forums. We use Zach Discord. We use Wholesaling Houses for Real. We use the XLeads YouTube channel. But what is the ultimate? What has to happen for you to truly accept accountability, not only in wholesaling, but for everything in your life? Put it in the comments, because I want you to understand this. It's yourself. Here's the God honest truth. I'm going to boil this down to right here. If you can't have personal accountability, don't sign up for wholesaling. It's not going to work, because I see it all the time. Now, it's not always what you want to hear, but you need to hear it. But if you can't get it, let me ask you this. If I'm having this is like a person who, let's just be brutally honest. Let's tackle a big problem in the United States. We have a major obesity problem. And what bothers me is it's leaking into our children. This is unacceptable to me as a parent. We have to find a way to fix it, because we can fix this. But if you let it go too much, the damage gets done. So if we have an obesity problem and you have a child that is majorly overweight, we don't want to embarrass them. We don't call them out. We give them positive things, better things to eat. We give them physical activities. We reinforce their behavior. But what's the most important thing as a parent? If my child has a weight problem, what's the one thing I need to know? Put it in the comments. I know not everyone's going to agree. What do I need to know to fix this problem? If I believe, say you're overweight or your child's overweight, I'm like married to children, because children are only getting this information from the people around them. And we got to correct this stuff, man. We can't be doing this to our kids. I'm on a mission. But like, if I want to measure the success, if my child is going to lose weight or myself, what's the one thing I need to know? What do I need to know? I need a number. What number do I need? Guys, if you want to lose weight, what's the one thing you have to track to fix it? I don't need a consultant to tell me this. I get about leading by example. I'm okay with it. But what's the metric I know to get started on a weight loss program? What is the one metric that is required? I don't care if you're a doctor, you're a motivation coach. Thank you. He's got the Forex in there, but we'll talk about that later. It's their weight. Oh, well, no, Rick, that's going to make them uncomfortable. Closer. I don't know. Just write the weight down. If it's yourself, let me ask you this. Do we get on the scale more when we think we're going to be lighter, or do we get on the scale when we think we're heavier? I already know the answer to that. My bathroom scale plagues me every day. But I weigh myself every week. I think it's a little bit much every day because it comes OCD. But the reality is I have to start with a number. Hey, Rick. Hey, Gene, how many deals do you have right now? Rick, I have 0. Okay. What do we need to do to get you to deal 1? Okay. Here's what we're going to do and go forward. Does everybody understand it? But here's the problem is, can I help somebody lose weight if they won't even admit they have a problem? I'm not talking about kids. Let's talk about adults. You can't. I know the answer to this, because if they can't be truthful with themselves, how am I going to navigate them through this situation? The same thing holds true in wholesaling. If you can't tell yourself the truth, if you go, listen, I'm just scared to talk to people. I don't know how to tell you this, Rick. It freaks me out. Okay. Either let's run it over and get it out of the way, or let's get you out of wholesaling. And if we would have some brutal upfront confrontations like this, we'd all be happier. Think of a time when your parent goes, no, you can't do that. And like, no, I want to do it. I used to play with matches when I was a kid. I didn't understand why my mom said to go, no, you're going to burn the house down. I'm like, well, how the hell am I going to burn the house down? I almost burnt the house down. I know now as an adult why they were trying to do it. I didn't understand it at the time. So when we get into instructions, when it comes to accountability, if we can't tell ourselves the truth, how do you expect a coach to help you out? And so we have to start with us. Most of us, this is going to be a brutal, harsh truth right here. You ready? We don't tell ourselves the truth. And the problem is we're scared of being hurt. We don't want to be vulnerable, but you can't fix the problem going forward. So a lot of coaches avoid the constructive criticism because they don't want people to freak out on them. And the reality, if you pay somebody 10 grand, they're not going to deliver you bad news. The system is set up against you because they're not going to beat you up. They go, I got my money. If he doesn't want to do it, he don't do it. You need that. Listen, I had a high school coach. This man, God rest his soul, he was brutal to me. And I'm going to be honest with you. I did not like him while I was in high school. I did not appreciate him until my senior year. This is the guy when I got knocked out on a kick return, just being a wedge blocker, because I didn't do what he said. I got knocked out. You know what he did? He shoved a smelling salt up my nostril, stuck it in there. He said, get up, Ginn. You've got to learn from your mistakes. And we need more of that in coaching. Now, I'm not here to shove smelling salts in your face, but I'm just telling you, sometimes we're scared to tell people the truth. If people can't admit their own problem, there's nobody on earth that can help you. End of story. It doesn't matter what I say or do. Does everybody understand that? And if you spend all your time trying to blame somebody else, it means I don't want to take accountability for what's going on. And I just makes it. So when you create excuses and you blame others, you just feed your ego. And your ego, listen, I don't know why we have an ego. I can't honestly logically explain it. I can't explain why we're on this earth. So we're not going to solve these problems today. I do know this. In year 55 of my life, your ego, it will take you out. And in wholesaling, it is no different. You want to sit there and tell everyone, listen, if you're going to go to coach, go, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I just made 100 grand last week and I got 50K coming in. I'm good. I just need a little tweaking. Why don't you tell them and go, listen, I did 2 deals. One of them fell apart. I'm going broke. And if I don't do something, my wife's going to kick me out of the house. Okay. We have something to work with now. It's painful, but it's the truth. And you all are scared of what others are going to think of you, and you're scared to be judged. And it's just the absolute truth when it comes to wholesaling. So does everybody understand that? Now, let's go through this. Let's go through. I'm about to give you a 5-step plan, but I know I'm going to be torn up by some other coach or guru who go, He's using my 5-step process. Listen, most steps are cut down to 3 to 5 steps to make it simple. And by the way, if you don't believe me, if you look behind me, all these books, every one of them is 3 to 5 steps. There's hundreds of authors on here. Okay? We did not invent this life. We just make it better from people's past experiences. And that's all I do in wholesaling. So I never invented wholesaling. So I'm about to go over a 5-step process. Don't freak out because it's 5 steps, because it could be 50. Now, the accountability loop. You ready? This is all you have to do. My God, just listen to me on this part. I promise. Number 1, if we could admit and tell ourselves the truth. Example. If I'm broke and I don't have any money, I know my only shot right now is to go over to freewholesaling.com, but I'm going to have to go in with everything I got, and I'm going to treat it like a gift, like God gave it to me, and I'm going to treat it like they took my last dime, and I'm going to go fight like hell until I get a deal. I can do some damage with that person. The people that just want to put their toes in freewholesaling.com, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't take 10 grand from you. That's like, I'm not one of these people that just takes money because I can. And by the way, it's really easy to take that money. That's why you have so much coaching. So 5 steps. Number 1, set a clear-cut goal. Rick, how do I set a clear-cut goal in wholesaling? It's simple. Number 1, start with your belief. What you hold true to yourself in your heart. I've told you guys this story. I got into wholesaling to get my time back with my family. I didn't get it in the beginning. I had to give up 2 years before I even saw an inkling of more time. So you're going to go in the hole before you get out of it. And most of you freak out there. I'll give you a cure for that. And this is what holds true. I want more time and control with my family. And I want to take care of the ones I love. And in the process, become financially free. That's all I wanted. And I achieved both those relatively quickly. That was my goal. How did I do it? Number 1, I did a belief. Number 2, I backed it up with conviction. And all conviction is your commitment in spite, and you can put whatever you want after it. They're coming after you, dude. You know how many arrows I got back in my back? Every day somebody's like, Rick, he gives this free crap out. Like it's him and his son. They're so loud on the internet. I can't help it if you can't step up to the plate. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not you. I'm going to do me no matter what you say. No matter how many hit pieces you do on me, I'm just going to go harder and harder. Why? Because I don't care what you do, because I don't prescribe to the theory, I'm going to get everyone else's secret formula and put it in my business. I'm just going to go out and give people exactly what they want. So my conviction is I'm committed. It's my commitment. My mom can tell me it's a scam. My dad can tell me it's a scam. My girlfriend can break up with me. I might have to live on like ramen noodles, but I'm doing this thing, man. I don't care, hell or high water. And some of you are so weak on your conviction, I just want to shake you. You're going to be attacked. Oh, I'm not used to this. In corporate world, everyone's so nice and we're constantly singing around the water cooler. Dude, you're not in corporate America anymore. You are going to have to fight to get this done. So once we do that and we know how to do that, let's talk about the 5 steps. So number 1, I just told you, set a clear goal. Use your belief, back it up with conviction. Number 2, commit by creating a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're done. Because you're just going to wing it. Imagine if you were driving to my house and I gave you an address and you go, I don't know, I'm just going to kind of feel where Rick's at. That's what a lot of you are doing. You have to have directions. That's the instruction part. The plan is laid out to you so you can visibly see it and you can marry it, commit to it, and most importantly, work it. How do I work a plan that doesn't exist? Because then you guys got a plan up in your head. And if you got ADHD like me, dude, don't do this. Because the plan's going to change every 20 minutes, probably every 10 minutes. And I don't want that for you. You see, if you don't put it down, it's not going to happen. I already know this for a fact. I know this journey is not going to be easy. I know you're going to have a lot of trials and tribulations. So create the dang plan. Oh, Rick, it's scary to create a plan. I have to make a commitment. I have to commit time and money. Yeah. Hey, this is called adulting, man. This is what accountability is. So that's step 2. So we did our clear plan. We set a clear goal. Then we set a plan. Now, if you do this plan on your own or with somebody else, that's the real only play I believe you have to make a decision on. Some of you are capable of creating your own plan. So if I'm going the free route and I don't have any money, which is perfectly acceptable, and I want you to understand that, then I'm going to go through freewholesaling.com and I'm going to pull the government list and I'm going to pull 10,000 leads until I get something done. Am I going to call Rick and go, how many leads do I need before I get my first deal? I don't know. Call me back and let me know what the number is. Well, Rick, that doesn't really make me feel reassured. My job's not to reassure you. It's to ensure you follow through on the plan. So do you want me to make you feel good? You didn't pay me 10 grand. Or do you want to execute the plan? You see, you actually have to check your ego at the door and you have to be accountable to yourself. And then you're going to have to be accountable to the plan. And most people right here, done, failed, I'm out. Most people, I would say 80% of people who start out in wholesaling have zero plan. They're just winging it. Now, I can't make a plan for hundreds of thousands of people. It's irresponsible. So decide if you want to work with someone to get that plan or create it your own and just go with it. And you don't have to change it at 180 degrees when it doesn't work out. The next thing is track the progress, the good and the bad. I learned mostly from my bad mistakes. And it's great if you can get someone to bounce this off. Once again, you can do this on your own if you can tell yourself the truth. If you don't trust yourself, you're going to have to learn how to tell yourself the truth. And then you can find an accountability partner or coach or whatever it is. But any type of coaching plan needs to have this type of integration in it, or it's just not going to work. Number 4, make adjustments, but stick to the plan. No plan should change 180 degrees every 30 days. That means you're just going in a circle. You're better off doing it just from your random thoughts. And if you understand that, stick to the plan, make adjustments. Not everything's perfect. When you go out and market, you get data back. That data teaches you if you're in the right place or the wrong place, and you make adjustments accordingly. And number 5, probably the most important one, for God's sakes, don't quit. If you quit, I guarantee you failure in wholesaling. Does everybody understand this? So real quick, again, I'm going to run through this. By the way, it's recorded. 5 steps. Set a plan. Set a goal. Use your belief and your conviction. Commit to the plan by creating it. That's how you do it. Track your progress no matter what the outcome is. Make adjustments. Once again, stick to the plan and don't quit. Can I make this any clearer for anybody on this live stream? It's really simple. Now, here's the problem we see, guys. We have free wholesaling, and let's face it, then you jump over to like $10,000 gurus. And me and Zach have tried a lot of stuff in between, and we don't always have the perfect answer. So me and Zach have been working on something for over 2 years in a beta test form, and it's pretty cool. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, yet. But here's the reality of it, guys. If you tune in on Thursday night, I will tell you this. We will not disappoint you. Everything we talked about today, we're going to go in grave detail. And what if I could show you how you could bridge the gap between free, but I don't have to go in the hit me over the head with a mallet, the $5,000 to $10,000 territory. Here's the differences. You actually have to tell yourself the truth, and you have to commit to a plan. And if you'll commit to the plan, and we can share data, I don't know, through XLeads, you could do some serious damage out there. Now, when we do something like this, this will require marketing. So if you don't have the budget for it, watch Thursday, stick to freewholesaling.com, and when the time is right, then you can decide if you want to move forward with the program. I'm telling you guys, I think we have the answer. In fact, I've already tested it for 2 years. I have such amazing results to show with you. Like I'm like all giddy about it. But the problem is I had to get the right people surrounding me to ensure to help people out. So I will tell you, if you tune in on Thursday, it's at 8 p.m. prime time. Not only going to promise that, I promise you the bottom of the world record attempt, we're going for it. We've already reached out to Guinness. We've been told what we have to do. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, but you know how me and Zach operate. We're out there fighting for the regular wholesaler. Why? Because we believe in you. We are the only voice in here that speaks for the person that just wants to get ahead and understands I have obstacles in my life. We don't think money should be the one thing that stops you. Now, you can do it at freewholesaling.com, but you're going to have to put in the work to do it. But guys, we have something so special to share with you. I'm doing a disservice. I'm going to probably upset a lot of people outside of I'm just going to call it the way it is. We're going to do something that's never, ever been done. I already know it's in massive demand, and we're going to deliver. And I'm going to put my name on it, and I'm going to do everything in my power, and I'm going to create more successful wholesalers than ever before. So my mission has always been, with my move with being online with you guys, is to create more successful wholesalers than anybody else teaching in the business. I've already blown that out of the water. Not freewholesaling.com. Now I want to take the people that want to ramp it up a little bit more, and they want a little bit more. They want more than just the free part, but they don't want to get banged over the head. And they want to know if they're going to be held accountable. You already know how me and Zach operate. We are going to be, let's just say you're not getting off the hook. And if you don't want to be on the hook, get out. Just get out of the way. I don't have time for people complaining. I really don't. So if you want to be accountable, this is going to be great for you. So I want to show you a couple things. Like, Ethan, I love you, but what we do with our course material is we believe people should earn it. So some of the course has been locked on purpose. You know why? Because we learned under the free side, if I teach you advanced skills and you've never done one deal, I'm just wasting your time. So if you tune in Thursday, we'll show you how this is going to work. Everything you need is in freewholesaling.com to get your first deal. Hands down. In fact, you have enough to get up to 100 deals. You're going to have to do some serious work. That would be a special exception. I'm not here to build it up. Judith says here, what happened to she says, what happens if the economy collapses? Hey, Judith, what happens if the economy explodes? Because right now, the economy's in great shape. I stock market's blowing up. I'm getting better returns than I ever. The crypto market's like blowing up. Real estate, we already kind of know where we're at with that, and I've told you how to take full advantage of that. So we gotta lose some of that mindset. Before I met, so I'm not even gonna So here's another comment up here. Ready? Jerry says, "I'm glad Zach and you as a dad, but trust me, most people don't have this when you hold someone's hand." So first of all, you're making an assumption that I gave my son something he didn't deserve. Number one, Zach did wholesaling all on his own. I gave him basic instruction, and I was brutal with him. The exact way I'm going to be with everybody else going forward here. And brutal sometimes is the father that tells you the truth, and at the time you don't want to hear it, but you need it to actually grow as a person to become the wholesaler you need to be. So you're making an assumption that Zach had it easy. He didn't. I made him do it with $0 in his own time, his own money, everything. I'm tired of people telling me I put a silver spoon in my son's mouth. You guys don't know me and you don't know Zach if you say that. It's a lot easier than learning all this crap and the mental instability you go through. So if you think my free wholesaling stuff's crap, go elsewhere, pay $10,000 and get crappier information. And I'm just saying and I'm not picking on you. Like, I understand you're frustrated, but number one, my son earned it. And number two, I taught valuable lessons by teaching my son the basics of wholesaling. People complicate this. They charge way too much, and they're always in your back pocket. And if you're going to call my information crap, why should I even give you access to it? It's the best course out there. I already know that. And so we have to fix our mindset and how we talk about stuff like that. If you think it's crap, then just go out there and pay for something else. I don't want to tell you. And I get it. Freewholesaling.com can be overwhelming. A guy with me like ADHD, it's a lot. It's one of the reasons I condensed the course. But the reality, guys, tune in on Thursday night. I promise you, I won't disappoint. I want to help out as many people as I humanly possibly can. And we appreciate you. So I appreciate all the comments. Zach is good. I love it. You guys are phenomenal. So if you are around on Thursday night, please sit around, get some popcorn. It'll be a lot of fun. I promise it'll be entertaining. And most importantly, you'll get something out of it. And guys, remember, you always have access to freewholesaling.com. It is not crap. If you think it's crap, don't consume it. Go get crap from somebody else. Go get something crappier. I don't know what else to tell you, man. So I love this business. I feel I owe wholesaling something. And I always remember the day I started wholesaling. I'm not one of these people that says, okay, I'm up here now. Now you guys have to go through all my funding courses and you have to go through all the regulations. Guys, read your state laws, read them, the whole thing. Don't let somebody spoon feed 2 sentences and tell you wholesaling is illegal, because it's pure manipulation. Now, you have to pay attention. You have to understand it. So tune in Thursday night. I don't want to spill any of our world record attempt. You're going to have a great time with it. And you guys have been along with us on the ride 5 years. We want to help out more people, give you more opportunities. If it's a good fit for you, great. If not, we still have freewholesaling.com. I'm still going to do the lives. I'm still going to help you out. And please don't get upset when I call your comments out. We have to talk about accountability. We have to talk about telling the truth. If we can tell the truth, we can fix anything together as a society. If we're going to perpetually lie, there's nothing I can do for you. So bring the accountability. I just gave you an entire hour-and-a-half presentation on accountability, and we really appreciate you guys. So listen, I'm having the time of my life. I love wholesaling. I've been doing this forever. I love it. It changed my life. It changed my family's life. You guys know it changed Zach's life. And if I can help more people, it would be easy just to charge 7 or 10 grand and help out a select, 500 people, 300 people. I just don't feel like I would leave the legacy and the contribution that I need to do. So without being said, check out our world record attempt. It will be Thursday night, 8 p.m. prime time. I'll try to stay awake. You guys know, I go to sleep at like 10. So I already told Zach I can't stay up too late. So if you're going to go on like one of these really long ones, just tap your old man so I can take a little bit of a nap. So guys, I appreciate you. I will see you on Thursday. Zach will be on tomorrow. I forget the time he said. I want to say it was 5 p.m. He is running a challenge to kind of pre-warm you guys up and get you ready and make sure everybody has availability that wants to take action and be successful in wholesaling. That'll be on tomorrow. He'll post it it'll be in the school group. Just hit the calendar. Everything will be there, guys. Love you. Go out and get some deals. Learn to be accountable. Tell yourself the truth. I will see you guys on